Sometimes in life, the dog bites. In my case, literally. But it also set me on an unexpected journey to joy. Join us from Little Joy as we share stories of, well, joy. Because after all, Joy is my middle name. Really. Hi everybody, this is Allison Joy, host of Joy is My Middle Name. We have a different episode for you today. It's something that you probably have always needed and wanted to know about, but you've never really thought, how do I find this information? So guess what? Today we're going to be asking a lawyer anything. So we're here with my good friend, Pete Trosclair. He is one of the founders of Lovins Law. And fun fact, we've actually worked together for a holiday market here at Little Joy last holiday.
Correct.
And Pete loves community. So we had this idea to come together and really just ask questions of things that anyone in the community could need, anyone that we could want. And Pete, we're going to get into it today.
Let's go.
Are you ready about that?
I'm ready.
Okay, well, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I know last time you were here was for the holiday market.
Absolutely.
So this is kind of day to day.
It's a wonderful spot.
Thank you.
Very inviting.
Thank you.
Very wonderful.
Well, we're all about community, and that's what you are.
Yes.
So you founded Lovins Law. Was it always with a community focus from day one?
Well, in a sense, yes. It's taken us a while to get there to where I really want it to be. You know, when everyone starts their own law firm, well, when you start your law career, you have very little control of how you practice and what your day-to-day is going to look like. So when Michael and I started our firm, one of our big things was what's important to us.
Oh, I love
what
that, yeah.
matters.
Yeah.
Making money? No, it wasn't the driving force. What the driving force was two things: family and involvement in community. Mike was very involved in things that are important to him, and I'm trying to become a lot more involved in things that are important to me as I enter my 50s.
You look great.
Thank you. Thank you. So yes, community has always been important in the structure of how we and why we started the firm, but it's becoming a bigger part of our everyday practice.
So we've talked for a while, and it's just like that intention that you said. I can feel that each time we talk. Like you've told me that you have literally told people you don't need a lawyer.
Correct.
Which
Correct.
you think automatically you do. So I want to get into that in a little bit. But
Absolutely.
I just love how honest you are. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's talk about first your journey. Like, how did you become a lawyer? I know it brings you joy, especially this community feel, but is this something you were a little kid and you're like, I'm going to fight? Or did that happen over time?
You know, it happened over time. And to be clear, being a lawyer didn't always bring me joy.
Okay.
Which is, you know, which is part of that journey, right? Through being a lawyer and finding your place in this profession. But no, I didn't set out to be a lawyer. In fact, I thought I was going to be a doctor.
Really?
You know, yeah. I took all the AP science classes in high school. I geared up for that. I joined the military with the thought of being, you know, in the Corps with the medical corps and stuff like that. And that was my plan. And then, you know, plans change. You go to college, you take your first biology lab class, and you're like, oof.
Okay.
I can't do this.
Okay.
So
I thought I wanted to be a nurse anesthetist when I was in college, and I was like, I'll take an AP something. No. I quit midway through, so I was like, not for me.
You learn pretty quickly, right? You learn pretty quickly. But, you know, lawyering sort of was always there too. I was a Gen X kid, so you're going to be a doctor or you're a lawyer, right? And part of me, although I always tell the story that I just told you about that reality, which is true, you know, one of the things in the back of my mind was, you know, the person I looked up to the most in my life was a lawyer. And he was a personal injury plaintiff's lawyer, and he was a small town lawyer, and he helped people, and he was a central part of the community. So that was always, you know, part of who I was. Yeah. You know, and I just took time for me to, I think as I grew, to be like, yeah, I didn't just admire him, I kind of like
to be him.
Yeah, kind of like what he is and what he represents. And so I did make that pivot in college to go to law school.
So how long have you been practicing law?
25 years.
Wow. Do you have a most memorable case just off the top of your head?
Oh my goodness, I have a few from various parts of my life. One is helping a mom who lost her kid. Oh. It was very emotional, very traumatic. It was devastating. But the joy at the end of that and seeing her face of relief, of answers gotten and, you know, understanding and accountability and those things, absolutely wonderful experience. truly one of my best. I know her name. I'll never forget it. It's one of
Wow.
those things. And that
Wow.
was probably 15 years ago, 20 years ago. You know, I also have a Social Security disability practice. Those are probably some of my favorite cases. Helping there, sitting next to a vet with PTSD whose family's struggling, be able to get him the benefits. I mean, you just can't beat that stuff. It's really joyous. It's really wonderful.
That's amazing. So how did you know when you started, you know, Lovins Law, you said you were going to be intentional,
Yes.
that we're going to be different from the big box guys?
Correct.
Like we're going to focus on community. Is it because of these stories? Is it because it's where your passion lies? Or?
I think it's a combination of all that stuff,
Okay.
right? So, you know, the influence of my uncle really coming to light and seeing how he practiced and what he did for us personally as a family, as well as just in general in the community, but also, you know, the experience of working at Big Law and going through that, for me, what I consider to be the soulless routine day in and day out of bill more hours, make more money, repeat, on. And who cares at the end of the day if you're taking $20 million from company A and giving it to company B? That just didn't feel right with me or Michael. And we learned this separately, right?
Okay.
We didn't learn it together. We went through our separate paths. But when we joined together and we had our initial conversations about what we would be, that was central. You know, hey, we don't want to just practice law. We want more out of our lives. We want to do more than that. And so we've been on that journey figuring out how do you run a business and create that space as well.
It's just so refreshing because I think when people in the community think about lawyers, you think money and you think I'm going to fight, you know, different, not great. But when I talk to you, it's like I feel the goodness and I guess the joy. Do you think people lose that over time when they go into law, or they get jaded?
I think there are a lot of lawyers that do get jaded. I think there are a lot of lawyers that are wonderful people that do great work and care immensely about their clients. I think part of the problem is the image, right?
Yeah.
So you turn on the TV, what do you see? Silly commercials with these caricatures.
I do, yes.
And it just feels like money grabs. And I understand why people feel that way. It just doesn't look like it's a person who you think cares about what they're doing or cares about the profession. They just care about, you know, the business of the law. And there's a large part of that. And I think that's the image people see. But I think people need to realize if you dig just a little lower than that, you know, scratch a little deeper, you're going to find a lot of wonderful lawyers out there who do amazing stuff in the community and just really, really good people.
Oh, I love that. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I want to start asking you about actual examples of things that have happened to me, questions from the community, and we'll dive in.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Joy is My Middle Name is now streaming on YouTube and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Okay, so I want to start getting into it. So you mentioned Social Security.
Yes.
That is a hot topic for a lot of people. You know, we live in South Dallas. We have older community. We have veterans. We have all the gambit here. So how does that work? Does someone not get their Social Security, or they're like, why would they want to call you?
Absolutely. What we do is we represent people who are disabled, right? So Social Security is kind of confusing to a lot of people, but there's two big programs in Social Security. One is your retirement program.
Okay.
So you work
That's the
your
one I
whole
know
life,
right
you retire,
about,
you get your money. There's never any problems with that. That's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
There could be complications with death benefits and things like that. But what we focus on and what most Social Security lawyers focus on is the disability aspect.
Okay.
It's helping people who are injured and can no longer work get benefits. So when you pay into your Social Security taxes, you're not just paying into retirement. You're also paying into the disability program.
Okay.
So you're creating basically an insurance policy. It's essentially what it is.
And we all pay into that.
And anyone who has a job pays into it,
Okay.
and they contribute to that, and then you accumulate points or benefits that you can then go get later once you're disabled. There's also an SSI program, which is if you're disabled but didn't work, it's more of a poverty-based system.
Got it. Okay. So are you working with the companies, like if someone has a job, or are you working with the government to get the benefits?
Well, it's with the government. It's a government program. It's run through the government, through the Social Security Administration.
Okay.
So a client would call us, hire us. We then file the applications and go through the process of trying to get them disability, which ultimately requires a hearing in front of a judge at some point.
have there been reasons why they wouldn't get their disability?
Oh, all the time. It's a lot more complicated than people think.
Okay.
People often think, hey, if I'm hurt, I get disability. Well,
Right.
that's not it. You have to be hurt and unable to perform a job,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So you got to prove both aspects.
Okay.
So your disability prevents you from doing work, and that what work it is gets really convoluted and really complicated. And that's why people who don't use a lawyer, I think, are making a mistake, right? Because what qualifies for Social Security disability, what you need to prove, it's not easy. It's
Right.
not common sense a lot of times. It takes a lot of proper lawyering and a lot of proper preparation to make those arguments to get benefits awarded.
So let's say someone becomes disabled. Like, are there things that people can do before they call you to help prepare you or to help their own case? Like, what do people need to know?
Absolutely. Number one mistake most people make is they don't get enough medical treatment.
Enough medical treatment.
That's right.
Okay.
Medical records rule. They
Okay.
control.
Okay.
So you can't just say, oh, my back's hurt, I can't do my job, and then go apply.
Okay.
You need medical treatment. That is the biggest mistake we see all the time, is people don't have the medical care they need to establish their case.
Ooh,
They just think, I'm going to go tell the judge and he's going to believe me.
Right.
That's not how it works.
Okay, I have another question then.
Sure.
If someone is coming to you, have there been times when you're like, I can't take this on?
Correct. Quite regularly.
What would that example be?
Well, for instance,
No medical?
No medical records.
Okay.
I have no evidence that I could present to the administration that you're in fact disabled. What am I going to do? You have to go get treatment. Go to Parkland, make an appointment. Go find a local clinic, make an appointment. Be seen, be reviewed, get a diagnosis.
Okay.
Let's do that. That's the starting point. Without that, these cases go nowhere.
Okay, right there though, I think that's what differentiates you from other lawyers, because you see the commercials and it's like the tough Texas hammer. It's
Right.
like, I can't imagine them turning anyone away.
Well, there are Social Security disability firms that will sign anything and everything.
Oh,
And that gives false hope to people, and
Yeah.
it drags them out for 2 to 3 years. They go through the process knowing they're going to be rejected from the get-go. The client doesn't know, the lawyer knows.
Oh.
So honesty on the front end, be clear about what you need to do to improve your case and to be approved is key to help the client and ultimately, help them get the benefits.
do you have any stories that you remember, like the woman you were talking about with her kid, anything with disability?
Well, I mentioned one was a vet. He had just gotten back from, he hadn't just gotten back. He had been back for a while. He was diagnosed with PTSD. He was in constant therapy, constant treatment. He was declared disabled by the VA, but SSD is completely different.
Oh.
He was denied when he filed for his application. He was denied at reconsideration, which is the second step where they look at it again, and ultimately had to go to a hearing. And you're sitting there in this hearing listening to this poor guy who literally can't sleep at night.
Oh.
He hears a sound outside, he assumes it's danger, he grabs his gun and he patrols until daylight. So he would try to work because he wanted to support his family, but of course he couldn't.
Oh my
Right?
gosh.
And another one that really moved me was a nurse. Worked her whole life, bought a house, paying her mortgage, and then she goes blind. And in an instant, her $90,000 a year job is gone. And she has to fight for years through the hearing process to get her disability approved and where she can maintain her house and keep her life.
Okay, with these two stories, do we have a good outcome for either?
Both won.
Oh,
Both
thank
won at
God.
the hearing.
Whew,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Good. I
They're
was
both
so
very
worried.
moving moments, to say
Okay.
the least.
Well, that actually is going to bring me to my second question, and this is a little more personal for me. I would like to talk about dog attacks.
Very common.
Okay, so we live in South Dallas. I just read yesterday that the shelter's at 142% right
Wow.
now. So they are turning dogs away. There are more dogs on the streets, which lead to more dog attacks.
Right.
So this podcast, this coffee shop came from a dog attack 2 years ago. It was just the anniversary. So much psychotherapy, so many things. However, looking back, I tried to fight the insurance on my own for 9 months.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to lose my mind.
Yes.
Until finally, a lawyer friend, one of my girlfriends, she said, just hire a lawyer. And I was scared or intimidated, and I didn't really know I was trying to do it myself.
Right.
I hired the lawyer. She was in North Dallas, I think. they wrapped it up with insurance within a week.
Yeah.
And then handed me a check. And I was like, what? Yeah. It could have been that easy.
It's not always that easy.
It's not always that easy, but I had also done so much on my medical.
Right.
I just handed her records this much, right?
Right.
So let's say someone in the neighborhood has a dog attack. Something god awful happens, God forbid. What should they do first?
Animal control.
Okay.
Get animal control on it. They will investigate fully, which is a very important step in the process because the animal control will gather all the necessary information lawyers will ultimately need to prosecute these cases and to look at them. So call animal control, get them out there, cooperate fully, make sure all the documentation's there, document the wounds, do those things, and then call a lawyer.
Call a lawyer.
Call a lawyer.
Why do you think people don't?
Because I think people have a negative image of lawyers. I think they think I can do it myself, and lawyers are just going to take my money, and why am I doing this? Right? It's common. And again, I don't fault people for thinking that way. Our industry portrays ourselves like that too much, and that's the image people see. So again, I don't think all lawyers are like that. Many aren't. But I understand the reluctance of people to go and hire a lawyer when that's what they think is going to happen. But the reality is an insurance company is going to wear you out.
And they did. I think they thought I was going to give up.
They do. They do all the time. And people give up all the time. And if one person out of 10 gives up, that's a win, right?
Yes.
I got a call once from a chief of police at a local community around here on the day the statute of limitations ran. If he did not file a lawsuit the next day, he was going to lose his case forever. But he thought he could do it on his own. I'm a chief of police. Right. I can obviously get it done. They will wait you out till the end and you will get nothing.
Okay, we should just pause for a second and let people know that it is a free consultation to talk to you.
Absolutely. It is absolutely 100% free to call my office and talk to me. I love talking to people about their cases. I'm always happy to consult. Many lawyers are. Again, there are many great lawyers who will talk to you for free and give you great advice. I think I'm one of those as well.
I think so. I wish I would have known you 2 years ago during the dog attack. You would have been my first call.
I appreciate that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, are you having a lot of dog attack cases right now?
We always have dog attack cases on our docket. It's a very, very common event. I just had one in South Oak Cliff not long ago. Guy was a DoorDash delivery guy or Uber Eats and was delivering food to a house, and they let the dog run out the door and nearly took his calf off.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Happens all the time. Helping a wonderful family in Fort Worth right now, attacked by their neighbor's dog.
Have you ever had cases where you're like, okay, this is too much for me? Like,
yeah, the one I talked about earlier about the kid and the mom, representing the mom and the kid's death, that was nearly too much for me. It was really hyper emotional. It was really, really tough case.
So I was wondering how you kind of separate it, because you're a human too.
Yes.
Like, how do you not take it home at night?
You do. You do, and that's why there's a lot of substance abuse with the lawyers and things like that, because the job and the stress and all that adds up. And if you're halfway emotional or have any kind of empathy, it's impossible not to take it home. You're gonna, and that's why therapy is important. Again, I'm a big proponent of therapy. I did it for years. I still check in occasionally as needed because you got to get this stuff off of you, or it's consequences are not great.
Okay, I'm going to ask you one more about just personal injury.
Sure.
So when people get hurt, like, okay, let's say something happens at the coffee shop, right? Like somebody gets hurt. Would someone take it to us first as the owners? Is the first step to call? I'm thinking of any example, or they trip on the curb, or like, how do you know what to do? From
the person getting injured perspective?
Yeah.
Most people will put the establishment on notice. They will, and I advise them to do that.
Okay.
If you get injured and you're on a premises somewhere, make sure the owner knows what happened.
Okay.
So it can be documented. So you have proof you were there. You have proof the incident happened.
Okay.
You can sometimes get incident reports, particularly at larger places, big box stores, things like that, grocery stores. And you want to take all those steps. You want to make sure if they're video cameras, they're preserved.
Okay.
So you definitely want to put the owner on notice. Hey, I fell, something happened, I was on your property, and you need to know about it.
Do you always call the police?
Not all the time.
Okay.
And for those property damage issues, like slip and falls on personal property, you don't call the police for that. There's really no reason to. They're not going to respond.
Okay.
And we're seeing even in Texas, particularly Dallas, even less police are showing up at car wrecks. You still want to call them, you still want to make the report, but don't expect them to show up.
Okay. Interesting.
It's just too busy.
Okay. What about for the business owners? How do we know if we're protected? Is that just through our insurance, or would we have a consultation with you too?
Well, I represent a lot of business owners as well. We do business litigations too, a lot of small businesses, not too different than yours.
Yeah.
We do a lot of consultations with them and help them in a lot of incidents. So you want to look at your insurance.
Okay.
Call your insurance adjuster right now, your broker, whoever wrote your policy. Call them up and confirm what you have. Confirm what the limits are. Confirm they apply to third-party liability claims.
Okay.
You want to make sure that exists.
Writing all this down.
They also offer what's called MedPay, which is no-fault insurance. So if someone gets hurt on your property, the no-fault insurance kicks in. The MedPay will pay their medical bills. That can alleviate a lot of problems for a business owner. Because a lot of people just want their medical bills taken care of.
Yeah.
So if they fall on your premises and you have $10,000 in MedPay, and they go to the hospital and that covers their bill, a lot of them go away because they're taken care of. What business owners make this mistake of all the time is they ignore people. And once you ignore them, they're calling a lawyer and you're in trouble.
Okay.
But have insurance, be willing to address the claim and pay it.
Okay.
That's what MedPay's for. No fault insurance, no questions asked, no liability, just pays it.
Is that your number one piece of advice for business owners?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Make sure you have a good CGL policy that covers incidents on your property, for sure.
I'll be doing like a ChatGPT recap of this to make the notes so I could give to my husband.
You should. You should.
What about homeowners? What do they need to have? Like, what if someone gets hurt in their home?
Same thing. You could get MedPay policies on there. Homeowners, you also have liability policies. Part of your policy should have liability coverage.
Okay.
So if you're negligent and injure someone, your policy should generally cover that incident.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that your number one piece of advice for people?
Absolutely. Number one piece of advice is
Owners,
always
humans, just living in the world.
Yeah, review your policies.
Okay.
Review your insurance. If you own a home, make sure you're insured properly. If you own a business, make sure you're insured properly.
Okay.
It's the ones that don't who regret it a lot later.
So when the dog attack happened, we actually went through her renter's insurance.
Very common.
Yeah.
I've settled many renters policies for dog bite cases. It's a very common way to do it. And you should, as a renter,
have it too.
Have it too, particularly if you have a dog. Because now you're in a closed community with lots of people, lots of kids, lots of possibility of being, someone being bit by your dog. Absolutely got to do it.
Okay, one more thing on the insurance piece.
Yes.
What else should you have for car insurance, for example?
Yeah, one of the most common mistakes I see people make is they're underinsured for cars as well. The easiest thing that everyone should do is get what's called personal injury protection insurance.
Personal injury protection insurance.
PIP. It's exceptionally cheap, very affordable, and what it does, again, is you get hit by someone or you get hurt in a car wreck in any way, covers your bills.
Okay.
So if you buy $2,500 worth of coverage, you go to the doctor and you get a bill for $2,500, they hand you a check, your own insurance company hands you a check, and you get to pay that bill with it. It's the cheapest, easiest solution to a lot of problems.
How much is that one?
Not much at all. I have a substantial amount of PIP because of what I do for a living and know what the consequences are. And I think I pay, $30 a month.
What?
Or, if it's that much, I'm shocked.
Why
and I have way more than most people need.
Why do we not know about this? Are they trying to hide it from us?
It's a great question. It's a great question. Don't get me going on insurance companies. You're going to have to extend this by about 5 hours. Yeah.
I don't want to do a podcast about Ask an Insurance Agent.
Maybe you should.
Okay, we're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to do a lightning round, and then I want to let people know how they can get a hold of you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
To learn more about today's guest, Pete Trosclair, check out their website, ltlegalteam.com.
Pete, this has been fascinating. I have learned so much. I just think about what I could have known, because now people will hear this and they will share with their friends. They will share. I love it. I do have a couple quick questions for you though. But before we do that, just kind of rounding this out, this joy that you find, I can feel it from you. Like, I talk to a
Thanks.
lot of people, and you can feel the joy. Do you think of your career, 25 years, is it winning the cases? Is it the people at the end of the day? Is it telling people no? Like being honest? Like, what is it for you?
Yeah, let's be clear. Saying no can be a very important part of finding joy in this. But again, joy's an amorphous term that I've had a hard time with it. And I've been through struggles trying to find what joy is, particularly in my profession.
Yeah.
It's not a profession known for joy.
I know.
It's not at all. And I've spent many hours in a therapist station talking, therapist's office talking about this stuff. But what I realized through that process and exploration is what makes me joyful. Well, community. I love community. I'm happiest with friends. I'm happiest amongst people. I'm doing a crawfish boil for my neighbors tomorrow. Community.
Okay, wait, I
matters.
love crawfish. Did you know that?
Anytime you want, I'll come boil some for you. You just say when.
Okay, that's my joy.
It's my joy too, so trust me, I'm happy to do that. But, bringing the community aspect into the practice is a joyful endeavor for me.
Yeah.
That's very important. Making sure people are happy and understand what's happening to them. That's a big fault this profession makes is people call me all the time and I don't know what's going on in my case. My lawyer's not telling me, what do I do? I'm like, well, I can't help you. You have a lawyer. But that's important to me. I like people to not worry about their cases and to feel like they're being listened to.
Yeah.
That aspect of it's very joyful for me.
You're kind of like a therapist in a way.
We are therapists.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Because no one comes to me in a happy state.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No one's calling me because they want to talk to a lawyer.
I had a really great day.
I had a great, I just feel I'm gonna go sue someone. No, that's not how it happens. They're going through something terrible. So you got to be empathetic. You got to be, very compassionate. By the way, all my posts for job postings have those two words. I don't want you in my office if you're not that, because you have to be.
Yeah.
And being able to help people through that process and ultimately get to the end result it's a very wonderful thing.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, a couple of lightning rounds.
Sure.
What happens if someone does call you and says, I don't like my lawyer, help me?
Well, I can't generally help you because you have a lawyer. I can't represent you.
So you have to end officially with
You
that
got to
lawyer?
officially end, but what I tell everyone is you want to avoid that. You always plan on the front end.
Okay.
If a lawyer calls you out of the blue after you get hurt, bad lawyer. You don't want them. They're not allowed to do it. They're breaking out the rules. Number two, before you hire a lawyer, call him. Talk to him.
Okay.
Make sure you understand and expectations are there. So you don't want to call me after.
Okay.
You want to make sure you protect yourself on the front end and hire a lawyer that's right for you.
Okay. I heard number one, also piece of advice, medical. Make sure you have your records.
Medical. Protect your Social Security. Medical's key, and personal injury as well, but medical's key.
Anything else people need to know?
In terms of priority?
Yes.
Hire a good lawyer.
Hire a good lawyer. Okay. Okay.
That's the number one priority.
Well, I saw your reviews online.
Yes.
They're incredible.
Well, we don't really, and that's another thing, we don't self-promote. We're not out there trying to get all these reviews. All we really care about is doing good work and making sure people feel like, hey, this is a family member looking out for me. That's our mantra too. We want people to feel like I'm at a firm that views me as family.
Okay, and then one last thing. What is one thing that you wish people knew about Lovins Law?
Well, I wish more knew us, obviously. We're a small firm, and we're trying to be this. We're doing it the way we want to do it. And that's what I want people to understand is when you come to us, you're not coming to a big shop that's just moving files. We take a very limited number of cases each year. We don't do a ton. That's 95% of our cases are referrals by other lawyers or community members.
Wow,
right?
That's amazing.
We don't do any marketing or advertising on TV or anything like that. So we have to pride ourselves in the end product.
Yeah.
Because if we don't do a good job and don't take care of people, we don't get a referral.
Right.
So when another client, a past client calls me back, that's everything. That
or hey, I know
nailed
somebody they recommended.
And they recommend.
Yeah.
And again, that's 95% of our cases, or either that or another lawyer in the community saying these are the guys you want.
That's amazing.
And I think that requires you to have a higher standard. Because if you're just marketing and throwing your name out there, people are going to call you.
Yeah.
But when you're relying on word of mouth, you better hold yourself up to a high standard or you're not going to get any referrals.
Okay, on that note, how do people get a hold of you? What's the easiest way?
Easiest way, you can email me directly.
Okay, what's your email?
Pete@lovinslaw.com.
Okay, we'll add it to the show notes.
Easy peasy, or call us at 214-484-1930.
Okay, amazing.
Easy as can be.
Oh my gosh, Pete, this has been so helpful for me. I can't wait to share this with all my friends. I can't wait to tell everyone I know in Oak Cliff and Dallas about you. Just thank you for bringing joy to this world, to this profession, to hard things, and you're doing amazing work.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks all you're doing for the community. It's wonderful.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Can't wait for that crawfish.
Anytime. Anytime.
Right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Joy is My Middle Name is now streaming on YouTube and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Don't forget to like and subscribe.